In a recent exit interview, the HR manager asked the departing employee, "Tell us something that we can do for you so that you can be retained." And the departing employee, who has been working with this organization for last 5 years as an assistant manager marketing, clearly stated that, "I wish if you could have this discussion with me earlier about my career aspirations and goals. I would have really loved to stay with you." I'm sure you would agree that this is one of the most common scenarios with the talented employees in the organization when they do not see any growth opportunity, when they start looking out, and when they are exiting. These kind of discussions with the HR manager or the reporting manager is very often and very common. In fact, in the recent Gallup survey, it has been clearly stated that more than 52% of the employees have stated that no one, including their manager, has tried to understand what they are feeling about before they quit. And in the same population, the employees have mentioned that at least their managers or the HR team could have done something to understand what are their goals and aspirations so that such employees can be retained. And with my coaching experience over the last decade, I have very clearly seen that such scenarios are very common. A lot of talented employees, when they quit, they get this kind of a situation where they tell that their manager did not care about them to understand their aspiration level, and that is why they are looking out for opportunities outside. Well friends, my name is Arun Thukral. I'm a life and a leadership coach, and in this video today, I'm going to talk to you about what are the 5 questions that a manager should be asking his employees so that he understands the pulse of the employee with him, as well as how he can help them getting engaged in work more and more, so that not only the relationship between the employee and the manager goes stronger, but also the employee feels motivated and excited about the work that he is into. I want you to pay attention to this video till the end, because I'm going to give you some very special tips in the end if you are a manager and if you are really looking forward to build your career. And don't forget to like and subscribe this channel, because a lot of content is coming your way when you are on this channel with me. I'm sure you will agree that a manager plays the most important role in building the organization by building their teammates. And if you are a manager and if you have a great team with you, you can only help them by developing them, by engaging them. And I have personally seen a lot of managers face a challenge to build a good team or to make a good team into a great team. And in order to do so, the first thing that I would tell you is that you should spend time with your teammates. And in order to understand them as individuals rather than just as an employee, you should be spending time with them by doing one-on-one meetings. I would highly recommend that you should have at least once in a month or once in 2 months a one-on-one meeting with them and understand what are their aspirations, what are their goals, and how they are progressing in their current work. Because countless clients have told me that they have always wished that their employer should have come and discussed about the career growth opportunities with them rather than at a time when they have decided to resign from the organization. Therefore, in order to do so, there are 5 important questions you should be asking your employees or your teammates in those one-on-one discussions. The number 1 question that you should be asking your teammate is that how you would like to grow within the organization. Always remember that apart from the salary, incentives, and other benefits that the employee is getting, he's always looking for career growth opportunities. So the moment you put this question across to them, they start thinking about it, that this manager is really serious about me as an individual, and he wants to look up to me, that I should be doing more than what I'm supposed to do. And in this way, you should try to explore the strengths of the individual and start working towards helping them in their growth journey within the organization. Now this can be done either by sponsoring them for some program, setting up them for some coaching, mentoring, or some specialized training that they would need to enhance their skill. In order to do so, you should really understand what are their interests, what is it that in their current role that they are looking up to. It may be negotiation skills, it may be marketing skills, it may be some special skills that they need so that they can do their job better. Find out those smaller opportunities and help them to reach over there. The moment you do this, you will see that your employees' commitment towards work, towards you as a manager, and of course over the organization is going to do a great deal of benefits to the organization. The second question you should be asking in such meetings is, do you have a sense of purpose in the job that you are in? I've seen personally in a lot of cases, particularly the case that I discussed of the departing employee, that even after working for 5 years, probably that employee was not connected with the purpose of the job that he is into, associated with this organization. So you see a lot of employees working in a given organization, they just try to do their job from, let's say, 9 to 5 p.m. or even beyond that. But only few employees who understand that what is the purpose, on what basis they have joined this organization, what this organization really want to achieve, what is the value system it has. They are the one who connects with the purpose and do work religiously, wholeheartedly, and with higher commitment. Now, if you are a manager, it is your role that how you help your employees to understand what is the purpose that they are in for this job. What is connecting them to give their time, hours, commitment, effort, blood and sweat to the organization that they are working up. This can only happen once you are able to connect the entire purpose of why they have joined this organization. So in order to do so, as a manager, you should always ask them two questions. One, why they have joined this profession. Whatever profession it may be, you should ask them what is the purpose, that why they have joined this profession. And number two, why they have joined this organization. Now, once able to identify what is the why, and the more powerful and the more inspiring that why is, it clearly defines the purpose of joining and working in that organization. So as a manager, it is your role to keep harping upon the purpose of the organization, which should connect with the values of the employee. And once that start happening, you would see that the amount of result or the amount of effort that an employee is putting up is totally above class. It is not just a routine job they are doing with a purpose. And that's where, as a manager, your role starts in connecting to the purpose of the organization and the values of the employee. Question number 3 you should be asking is, what can I give so that you can do best at your work? I'm sure you will agree that effective managers are the one who take care and respect their teammates. They don't look them as reportees under their command. They look them up as individuals who have their own need and who really want to get respected. And in doing so, such managers do regular performance reviews, they appreciate their efforts, and they also help in solving problems that their employees are facing. Such behaviors really motivate their teammates, and that helps them to take more risk, make more mistakes, and thus they grow far better and more stronger in their role. Not only this, such kind of managers also put a lot of efforts in understanding what challenges they are facing, what kind of frustrations that they have in getting things that they want to achieve, and help them in finding solutions to them. Or in other words, they help them in building their strengths and giving them a path and a direction so that they can grow. But in doing so, you really need to come up in giving those opportunities to your teammates, that they look up to you, that you are the one who will listen to them, you are the one who would really appreciate them as individuals. The mistake that a lot of managers make is they start looking their teammates as machines under their command, and they expect that they are supposed to do a particular work if they are working in an organization. And that's the biggest mistake. Or in other words, we can say that such managers lack emotional intelligence in connecting with their employees, and no wonder you see that the work done under such manager is normally transactional. And such employees, whenever they get opportunities, they look out and they just quit the job, and the manager becomes one of the reasons of leaving their organization. So if you have this discussion with them and you genuinely believe in supporting them, keep asking them that what can I do to help you to do better in your work so that you can do as much as you can. You get freedom from such situations and you want to try out new things. Try this out. It will really benefit you in building a strong team. The fourth question you should be asking your teammate is, what currently we are not doing as a company that we should do for the progress of this organization. The best managers always ask their teammates to give their opinion, to give their thoughts about what the organization is currently missing or what they should be doing better so that the organization benefits on the larger end. And I've seen personally a lot of managers do not give this opportunity of open dialogue with the teammates, and even if they give those suggestions, they don't give too much attention to it. While the best managers, they not only give this opportunity, but they encourage such good ideas and they take those good ideas ahead in the top management team so that the improvisation can take place. Now, the moment you do this as a manager, you are actually telling the employee that your thoughts are valuable and you have a voice in the organization and you are heard. And such culture, when you bring in an organization, it brings a lot of cohesiveness, a lot of togetherness and commitment together to do more for the organization. If you are able to have such conversations with your teammates very often and you can really appreciate those good points that they are contributing, you are having the pulse of the situation, what your employees are currently thinking, and also what are the areas that your organization is not doing well. It's a very direct and candid feedback that you will have in hand rather than having it at the time when the employee is deciding to quit or resigning from the current position. So as best managers have this practice, think about it that what are the ways that you can create such environment to have that open discussion, and you also have the courage to listen to that conversation and take out the best points so that everyone benefits in the end. And finally, question number 5. Do you have the opportunity to do best that you would love to do every day? Basically, what you are asking your teammate is that what are your strength areas and do you have the opportunity to exhibit your talent on a day-to-day basis and the work that you are doing. A lot of times employee wants to do things that he's very strong at or he's comfortable at, but there are always certain barriers. Even you as a manager can be a barrier, because when they are putting out your thoughts and you immediately put it this way that this is not rational, we are talking something irrational, and this just puts them down in bringing out their thought process. Now, by sharing this question, you have to listen it very carefully that what exactly they are trying to convey, what exactly they want to share, because these are the pointers that tells that what is it that they enjoy doing in their work, and could be that these are their strengths. Now, these are some levers as a manager you need to take to help them, giving more opportunity so that they can exhibit more in their work. And the more when they do this way, they show their talent, they feel excited, they feel happy, they feel more engaged in doing what they are doing. So for example, if I have a very high passion to sell a high value product or meet a very high value client, and I don't get that opportunity to do that very often, I feel that my talents are getting underutilized. But if you as a manager understand that very well and you change the way I work by changing my markets or giving me exposure to newer and bigger markets, I would really feel great, excited and enthusiastic in ensuring that my talents are now getting utilized and I'm getting more sharper and I'm developing myself. No doubt such act would keep me more engaged, keep me more excited, and I would be happy to share more outcomes of the new things that I'm trying. Well, I'm sure these 5 questions that you have heard so far are basically telling 2 important skills that you should have as a manager. Number 1 is you should be very good in your questioning skills. There could be many more questions that you can frame by your own way in understanding what your employees are looking up to, how you can help them in getting engaged in their work to stay motivated and connected to you every time. And the second skill that this particular conversation that I'm sharing as a manager you should have is good listening skills. If you listen to your people very well, they will convey a lot of things which are very relevant to their work and what they are conveying in terms of their growth and what they want. If you do these 2 things very well, I'm sure you will not have a situation like the case I discussed in the beginning when an employee has decided to quit the organization and you are asking that what can I do for you so that you can be retained. This is all possible when you work like this and spend time with your teammates and treat them as individuals, as partners, rather than looking up to them as reportees under your command. Well, I'm sure you would have some more thoughts that you want to share with me. Write back in my comment section and share your feedback that how this video has really helped you. Has it given you some guidance? Has it given you some new thought process to think over? And if you really want to be successful as a manager, you really need to sharpen these skills on a regular basis because your role is always evolving. Every day is a new day. Every day is a challenging day. Every day is bringing a lot of things from the people that are under your command. Thanks a lot and keep watching. Thanks for listening to this and don't forget to like and subscribe this channel. Thanks a lot.